Hello and welcome to the Races TV, and I'm without the TRSA tie this week. This one's for Reg Nolan, the chairman of the Murray Bridge Race Club. I've got the Murray Bridge Club tie on. It's a beauty, isn't it? So if there are any other clubs out there that wish me to wear their tie, just maybe leave one for me there at the Jockey Club and I'll pop it on. But anyway, let's have a look at what's coming up racing-wise in South Australia this week. On Saturday, we're racing at Morphettville. It's a very strong program there. We're back on the outer track, 8 races all up. And then we've got Cups galore. On Sunday, it's Taminga Hotel Clare Valley Cup Day. Next Wednesday, Barossa Cup Day at Gawler. And next Friday, it's Rattenbully Cup Day at Narracourt. Adrian Patterson rides What's It Worth in the Taminga Hotel Clare Valley Cup. Patto, you rode him last week at Strathalbyn. Were you happy with his run there behind Magical Pearl?
Yeah, definitely hit the line quite well over an unsuitable distance. He had a little bit of a let up, a bit of an issue early in his prep, and had to have a bit of a break and come back. I think this run was a little bit of an afterthought, but he's pulled up so well, and the run was really good the other day, so quite happy with him.
He's a horse who ran 4th in a Group 3 race last preparation as well.
Yeah, look, he's a horse that's slow maturing. Like, he didn't win a race until sort of late 4-year-old there. I actually won his maiden, and he's taken his while to hit his strap. So he's a horse that will continue to get better with even more racing. So I'm sure he'll acquit himself well.
Well, Todd Pannell rides Corduroy. Todd, he's had a few runs back now. You've been riding the horse as well, both at Port Lincoln and at Morphettville. How do you feel he's going?
He's had a couple of good runs here. Last start at Morphettville over the longer trip, probably wasn't really happy with the way I rode him that day, but the Clare Cup looks to be a good race for him on Sunday, up to the 1800 now, and he'll posse up. He's drawn a little awkward, and he's drawn 10, so he'll roll forward again, hopefully just be in the first 3 or 4, and looks like where you need to be in a race like that.
Well, Dominic Tourneur rides Sandhill Prince in the Taminga Hotel Clare Valley Cup on Sunday. Dom, he's been a wonderful old horse. He's an 11-year-old now. He's older than your lad.
Oh yeah, like look, if ever a horse is evergreen, it's certainly him. He doesn't know his age, this bloke.
Won 20 races, nearly $500,000 in prize money, and he has shown in his handful of runs this campaign there's probably still some life in the old boy yet.
Yeah, no, he absolutely. I think he'll be competitive. It's not a very strong race, obviously. Manganese is weighted well. It's going to come in on like 51 kilos, and it's racing well. Should be hard to beat. But look, he's going to be around the mark. It's sort of not a lot of depth in the race, so yeah, I'd expect him to run a bold race.
All right, and barrier 11. What are your thoughts early?
Yeah, it's look, it's probably sort of thing. I'd probably press a bit forward and see how the race sort of pans out. Probably not the ideal track to really be getting too far back on.
Well, Justin Potter rides Crystal Icon for Mick Whittle, and well, Mickey's always hard to beat in these cup races wherever they are run. Justin?
Yeah, that's right. You know, Mick sort of has them on the money when the cup's there, and his team's firing at the moment, so I'm pretty happy to take the sit.
Now, this horse, Crystal Icon, as well, he was placed at Morphettville 3 starts ago and second at Strathalbyn last weekend, so he's going well enough.
Yeah, you know, his form suggests that he's just about ready for the mark, and yeah, he's got a good form, so yeah, in on the minimum, so.
I think it's your first sit on him on Sunday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've seen him at Strath, but yeah, this is my first sit on him, and yeah, happy to take the reins.
Hope he gives you a good feel on the weekend, mate.
No worries, thank you very much.
Well, Libby HOPWOOD rides Jewel King for Mick Whittle. We just spoke to Justin Potter about another of Mick's runners, and the thing with Mick Whittle, he's always hard to beat in these country cups, Libby.
He really is, and the stable's firing at the moment. He's rarely out of the placings with these horses at the moment, so I think he's very happy. And
Jewel King, the horse you're riding, you won on him last start at Port Lincoln.
Yeah, he goes well. He can be a little bit odd to ride because my only instructions were to not ride it pretty and to effectively take off with 800. So he's a bit of an old fool, and he decides whether he's going to win or not, I think.
All right, so just a bit of advice there maybe for the race callers. Maybe it's not a bad ride, you're riding to instructions.
Exactly.
Okay, so there we go, a bit of a preview for the Taminga Hotel Clare Valley Cup coming up on Sunday, and that is going to be a great day, Clare Valley Cup Day on Sunday. Should be a terrific crowd on the back of a fabulous crowd at Strathalbyn last Sunday for their Langhorne Creek Vignerons Day. Morphettville on Saturday. Let's pick 2 of the races to have a look at there. Look, normally the distance races on the program in the city are pretty ordinary affairs, but this is a good distance race on Saturday, race number 4. Weights headed up by High Octane, the runner-up from the Derby last year. Racky there for Tony McAvoy. Gossip Guru's been going well for the Leon McDonald Andrew Glewis team. So that is a good distance race on Saturday. And speaking of the Leon McDonald Andrew Glewis team, They saddle up the top weight in the sprint race, the main sprint race on Saturday. There he is, Daytona Grey at the top of the weight. Psychic Mick, good to see him back in action again. And that's a pretty good sprint field, isn't it, for Saturday at Morphettville. And just finally, a quick look again at that Tominga Hotel Clare Valley Cup on Sunday. There's the final field. The weight's headed up by Sandhill Prince, one of the jockeys that we did speak to today, his hoop, Dominic Tourneur. Should be a great day at Clare on Sunday. And as I said, there's plenty of other cups coming up. Barossa Cup on Wednesday, and next Friday, Rat and Bully Cup Day at Naracoorte. We'll see you again next week.
There's nothing like a day at the races.